So welcome back everybody, my name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. And today on our pole barn house build, we are going to be building out Tiffany's closet. All right, so I must admit I keep calling it Tiffany's closet, but it's going to have a hers and his side over here. And I'll go ahead and let you know, we are still undecided what we're going to do on this back wall. But any day now, we could be getting our CO for the house. So we want to go ahead and get some sort of closet space developed and put up in here so we can immediately throw clothes in, get stuff off the floor that we've been slowly bringing over to the house, and start getting organized to where we can live in this while we continue to work on and build this house out. So that's the plan today. I have bought some pre-made closet accessory kits, closet storage kits, whatever you want to call them, to help speed up some of the process. But a lot of this we're gonna have to custom build ourselves just due to the dimensions and what Tiffany is looking for here. So let's go ahead and get started on the his and her side. Like I said, just letting y'all know the future plan for this back wall. We're still kicking it around. We have to see how other items fit in this room. We know we want a full length mirror here for Tiffany to be able to see when she's getting ready. I'm thinking about building a seating area here and possibly doing shoe racks and stuff underneath. So we still have this whole wall to play with, but we wanted to get both sides knocked out, and we're leaving them set up in such a way that we can still do corner shelving here. That also comes with part of this kit that we purchased, and kind of do whatever we want with this space right here. So let's get started. All right, so we chose to go with one of the closet made kits. It's a very simple kit. It actually just has this one center piece that we're gonna put right here that comes with nothing but shelving and a few, well, I call them curtain rods, but clothes hanging rods that go off in either direction. We have to come up with the rest. Now, the reason we went with this kit, and one thing that I like, is where all these shelves are right here, you can purchase drawers, which we did, doors, shoe racks, all kinds of stuff. So I like the extra accessories that they offer. That keeps me from having to go out and build, well, custom pull-out drawers and things like that. That really speeds this process up. So let me get all this out of the box. We're gonna get this assembled and centered up. That's first and most important to do. We're gonna have to trim, well, some baseboard trim and molding out of the way, and then figure out our layout here, because Tiffany has requested a special compartment on this side over here for long hanging dresses. All right, so that did take a little while to put all this together. Believe it or not, there was a lot more screws and nails than I realized. I've never purchased IKEA furniture before, and I would have to assume maybe this is somewhat like that stuff right there. Now, this is not IKEA, but I'm just assuming that's what the heck it's like. All right, so what I'm trying to do is get this perfectly centered on the wall, because my top shelves, we absolutely struggled to find any pressboard material. I call this melamine, but I think it's pronounced melamine. Who knows? Somebody correct me. All the stuff, because, well, everybody's just sold out. So I could not find material to either rip down and make myself. This is all 14 plus inches, so you can't find one by material in this width. Sanded plywood right now is over $80 a sheet. That wasn't gonna happen. So the only shelves that I could find, I bought out all the 8-footers, and I need them for the sides, but the only shelves I could find is 4-footers. So instead of putting my shelves on top of this like I was thinking I wanted to, I'm actually gonna have to run them off the sides and do brackets. And that's just because, well, there's just nothing out there available. We bought out everything we could other than a few damaged pieces that was in Lowe's. We looked all around in different towns. It's just so hard to get materials right now. So I'm putting this together the best I can. Now, y'all know my hatred for press board and MDF and material even like this, although the melamine coated stuff tends to be a little more robust, other than the edges or back corners can chip. You gotta be careful with that. But where I really hate using this stuff is in the kitchen, anywhere there is water. I will not use them in kitchen cabinets, just not even gonna happen, not gonna be in my house. Anywhere you're gonna mop and get the floor wet, or like in the kitchen potentially have spills or sinks, dishwashers, everything else there, that's where I hate the stuff. In a closet back here, and it's actually wrapped and laminated and protected, I can live with this stuff. So now that I have this centered, I can take my oscillating tool, cut the trim out here. Technically, I probably should have trimmed this room out after I'd done this, but we just didn't know the next stages of where we were heading next. We didn't know the layout of this. Honestly, we still don't know the layout of this closet. So we're just gonna get two sides done and then see how much more room and what kind of expansion that we need to do. So now that I have that where I want it, I can come down here to my baseboard, take a pencil and just draw a line on either side and trim it out. All right, let's see if this will fit before we have to do some more trimming. Oh, this thing got heavy. Good enough. We can caulk that in. No issues. All right, so now I'm going to spend a minute getting everything perfectly level and evenly spaced off of either wall. And then we need to get this attached to this wall so it can no longer shift on us. So this kit did come with these little brackets here attached to the wall, and then shoot a couple screws into your shelving. I have one underneath the bottom side, one underneath here, and one almost dead center of the top because that's where my stud happened to line up. So the reason I want to do that is, one, you want it secured to the wall, pulled tight and nothing shifting, but we're also going to put drawers in right here. And when you get to pulling those drawers in and out, you don't want to pull this away from the wall. So mounting it to a stud is very important. It also comes with these little drywall hangers if you want to use those, but I'm not a fan of drywall hangers. By the way, I'll try to remember to include a link in the description for this cheap little stud finder I got off of Amazon because several of y'all have asked about it. For 20 or 30 bucks, I can't remember what I paid for it. It has done an excellent job of finding studs. Literally has not missed a single one. All right, so here is some of this. Let's look at it. Melamine. I've been saying it wrong all these years. I call it melamine. But anyways, here's some of the melamine shelf material that I picked up. And I'm actually gonna be using this for sidewalls because it is a slightly different thickness than what everything else is made out of. And I really want to finish off the ends. So I could just run the hanging rod straight to the drywall, be done with it. It's not a good custom finish look. I want this to look like a built-in unit, which is basically what we're about to make it. So this old cheap Harbor Freight clamp right here is made to go up to 48 inches wide for a full sheet of plywood. It's got an adjustable clamp here, it ratchets down. So it's just a guide for your skill saw. This thing works very well for like the $15 I bought it for. I'm not a huge Harbor Freight fan at all, but cheap little tools like that, sometimes they work quite well. Tell you what, I don't know how I've got along on this entire build without this right here too. A table saw has been critical to me here lately. Now, with that said, I just had a viewer reach out and make me a very generous offer on an awesome piece of woodworking equipment. I've just got to find the time to go pick that up. And it'll do a lot of what this will do and a heck of a lot more. Well, I just learned a valuable lesson. A lot of people constantly recommend I lower this blade, but I have found lowering the blade, while safer because it's not sticking up high to cut your fingers, it's not giving me good cuts on a lot of different type material. And I just chipped the edge for quite a long ways on this laminated material until I started raising the blade up, and then I got a beautiful cut. So if you're cutting anything laminated, you absolutely need to have this blade up higher. Same thing that we learned when I was cutting and ripping down flooring material that's really light. If you have the blade low, it wants to lift the material up and chatter it. You raise the blade up higher, it actually wants to cut down and push the material down, which is what I need. So now I have to figure out how to doctor up a chipped edge for about 2.5 feet. This all is perfect once I raise the blade up in the middle of the cut. Hello? Are you sure you want your side divided, or do you want the dress side smaller? Why? I'm thinking you probably should do your dress side smaller, but I don't know how many dresses you have. Now this is the part where I wish I could have found more of the longer material and did a shelf that goes all the way over to the top, splits the difference right here in the middle. Then I could have avoided these brackets, which honestly, they don't look bad. Once you get clothes in there, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. In a closet, it's not something you typically show off to guests and everything else. But not the world's craziest about the brackets. This is the best we could come up with still sticking with laminated material. Like I said, I even tried to find raw press board and I was gonna paint it white. None to be found. And before you get to asking about, they make 4x8 sheets of this melamine material. Lowe's and all my local Lowe's in South Georgia, North Florida, they have quit carrying it. Home Depot too. Haven't been able to find it in a while. Finally stopped an associate the other day and said, "Where's the 4x8 sheets of this laminated material? I've been seeing it for years." And the associate told me that they have such bad shipping damage with it that they have discontinued it from their stores. And I can understand why. While it's very strong right here, doesn't scratch, I really like this stuff as far as the smooth surface goes. When you get to the very edges or corners, it chips very easy. So shame on the manufacturer that ships it down for not wrapping it better, but now it's completely discontinued and I cannot find the 4x8 sheets. So this is the best I can come up with what was available in the store without getting really expensive with sanded plywood. So while there's nothing high-end about this system at all, the one thing that I really liked about it was the option to get drawer kits. You can get 5-inch drawers, 10-inch drawers, regular opening doors for it, slanted shoe racks, so it offered a lot of accessibility to it. So we picked up several of the 10-inch drawers. Tiffany wants quite a few installed down here, and again, the beauty of this system is we can always add or take away, do whatever we want, add more shelves, anything that we'd like. So I'm gonna slap one of these together real quick. It looks very straightforward, and we'll see how it looks and fits in there. I can tell you I'm not impressed with how flimsy these bottoms are. I can see this is something I'm gonna be pulling back apart later, and I'm gonna actually put probably some very thin plywood in there. So one kind of surprising thing about this kit that I didn't expect, as cheap as it is, it actually comes with soft close sliders. All right, so here we are at a good stopping point for now. So I have set Tiffany up a small section over here. Let's get this out of the way. Yes, the door does clear for long dresses. So it has a single rod up there. She doesn't have many dresses, so we didn't need a big spot. Then you've got 2 more sections here for hanging clothes, 2 more here. That's the largest. What is that? 4 different shelves. And I am making a trip back to Lowe's to get another drawer for down there, so we'll have 4 drawers as well. We just wasn't sure how we were going to set the shelving up and all the drawers, but we definitely want 1 more, so we can store quite a bit of clothing there. Then you have a decent amount of room with a top shelf, probably 14 to 16 inches of clearance up there that we can store stuff up top. And then coming around to this side. Now my side is set completely up. Mine's a little different. I'm going to put another bar across here so I can have, I could probably fit 20 or so polos over there, which is more than I even own. Something special is going there. The gals will know what I'm putting right there. And then 2 big sections for hanging clothes as well. And again, I'm also going to put another drawer there and set up everything the same as Tiffany. Now I still have to trim this out. You can see this cardboard piece right here. I'm going to drill out the rivets and tear all that down, trim out the attic access later. I've made for sure that the attic door or stairs come down, clear everything that I'll potentially put in that area. So next, we're still deciding, what are we going to do with this big space right here? Tiffany already knows she wants a big full-length mirror for getting ready. I'm kicking around the ideas. What we're probably going to do is bring all of our clothes out here. We don't have as many clothes as a lot of people. I think this is going to be plenty, but we shall see. And we can always store some winter clothes and jackets and things up in that big attic that's above us as well. But I'm thinking a really big seating area and bench here with a bunch of shoe storage. I may custom make that myself, unless I find something that works perfectly, but this is such a big, odd size, I'm probably gonna hand make that. The mirror for her to get ready, we'll see, we don't know. If we wind up not having enough hanging room here, well, guess what? We can turn this whole wall right here into hanging clothes as well. The possibilities are endless here. I still have probably 9 feet of open available space right here to work with. So no doubt we're not gonna run out of room. We're just not the type that have crazy big closets. And if we needed crazy room, one thing we could do here, I could even build a build out here, which would have storage all on the sides, and say stop the cabinets right here with a full length mirror here, and you can walk into his and her side that's completely divided. Possibilities are endless. Ultimately, we're gonna leave this up to Tiffany. Give me 3 to 5 good pairs of clothes to stick over here. I'll wear them until there's holes in them. I'm a typical guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. It was fun making this. We're gonna move on to some other stuff, and we are gonna revisit this in the future. Now this gives us an area to go ahead and put some clothes up. Now I'm not done. I've still got to caulk and fill in all the stuff that I cut. You've probably seen that on camera. And I am not happy with these brackets that come with the rods. The metal rods I like, everything else is decent. I mean, the quality of cabinets, they are what they are. For no more than I have in all this, I'm happy. But these rod holder brackets, not satisfied with. So I'm gonna go back to Lowe's, get some steel brackets that have 3 mounting holes. That'll make me feel a lot more comfortable about the weight of clothes that'll be right there. And I'm gonna take those out, put those brackets in, and it'll look just like how you see now. All right, well, thank y'all so much for watching. We have plenty more videos coming. Next, we're gonna jump into Tiffany's powder room or get ready room. If she can now put clothes in the closet, we might as well have her get ready room there. We're gonna build our little seating bench area to do her makeup. We got a huge mirror to put up in there, some towel holders, things like that. Then we're moving on to the pantry. We wanna get that out of the way, up and running, back to the laundry room, and then maybe back outside the house to get that thing painted. So I am all over the place for the next couple of weeks. Catch y'all in the next video.